saying? You're not gonna take advantage of me because I'm a little drunk girl right now. Like, you're really not gonna do it.
Money never made me do something, nah, can't make me. Even if the money low, can't pay me. Even if the money low, can't play me. Hey, you heard about it?
Welcome back to Cosmo. I want to change my background, but like, bitches is tired and lazy, so you know what? I'm not changing it. I'm not changing my shirt either. It's 2 video day. 2 videos dropping today, bitch. Yes. Okay. So welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite girl, Bracelets Vintage. Yes. And today's video is a story time. Now, I thought that I would never have another taxi cab story to tell because, like, the first taxi video or the only taxi video I did, well, no, I have two. I have a rideshare video and I have a taxi video. That taxi video, I did 3 taxi stories for you guys. 3. And they were all when I was young and, like, you know, ditching cabs or whatever. Like, I was being a bad girl. Some of the reasons I would say were justified, some were not. But I thought that I wouldn't really have another bad experience because I wasn't, like, doing anything wrong in the cabs anymore because I'm a grown ass bitch. Like, I'm a grown ass woman. I ain't ditching these cabs no more. So, plus, like, when I was ditching the cabs, I was pretty much living check to check to check to check. So I didn't have a lot of money to be paying for cabs the way I pay for cabs now. And so, Lord have mercy. So I'm gonna tell you 2 stories today that happened last week and this week, okay? Or sorry, the week before last. And one is a rideshare story that I was pissed as fuck. And then the other one is a taxi cab story from the other night. I will insert the Snapchats so y'all can see how drunk I was, why I needed to take a cab in the first place, and how I ended up in this cab. But first we're gonna start with the rideshare story. Rideshare got me fucked all the way up, and it was this day that I said, nope, no more rideshare. I'd rather pay the extra money and get the guarantee on the Greyhound, because at least on the Greyhound, I know that it's guaranteed to pull the fuck up. The day, okay, the day that I was supposed to get my mold done for my braces was Wednesday the 19th, okay? And so I had booked the rideshare for the 18th, which is usually what I do because when I go to Toronto, I don't like to be there long. Like, I just want to get in, get out, okay? I booked the rideshare, you guys. I booked it way in advance. Mind you, I always go with the same guy, okay? He's cool as shit. I always go with him. Me and Shooter will go with this guy, okay? But Shooter wasn't coming with me. He never comes with me anymore because he has school. So I go with, I messaged the guy from, like, way early in the week. Never had any problems with this guy ever, okay? Ever.com. The night before I was leaving, Monday night, it was pouring rain, okay? So let's say Tuesday morning because it was pretty late. It was pouring rain. I had a feeling just by the rain itself, like just the way it was, there was literally thunder. I was like so scared. I was terrified and I was just like, no, something ain't right, honey, something ain't right. So I'm terrified, I'm panicking, I'm like, okay, there's bear thunder. I just had this weird feeling like something wasn't gonna go right, and I needed everything to go right because this was a big day for me too. The 19th, I was getting the mold done for my retainer, and so that meant if I missed that appointment, that would mean that I wasn't going to get my braces off on the 26th. So I was like, that's why I booked my ride so far in advance. Like, anyway, like I said, it was thundering outside. Shooter had gone to sleep and I was up late recording so that I would be able to bring my memory card to Toronto and edit while I was gone so I could upload while I was gone. I don't hear from the rideshare driver, which is normal. He doesn't contact you. Like, there's no need to contact you. Usually, sometimes in the morning, he'll send a message and just be like, don't be late, even though he always late. But, like, he's never, like a big late. Like, he's always, like, 5-10 minutes max, okay? So I don't hear from him. Everything's smooth sailing. Granted, if I did hear from him and he was going to like cancel or something, he would like message me and let me know in advance, not the day of. So it's Tuesday now. Tuesday morning rolls around. I bring my little, I pack my shit all up. I pack all my shit the night before. I get ready to go. It's all by the door. It's ready for me to like just hop in a cab and go to the location, the pickup spot. Call my cab in the morning, and I'm up mad early too because I have to be there for 10, and I was up so late filming. So I'm pooped, okay? I'm tired as a motherfucker. I call the cab comes, I hop in the cab, and it's a $25 cab ride from my house to the pickup spot. Originally, I was gonna just take the bus because it was just like, you know, thing, but then I ended up sleeping in because I was so tired, so I didn't get to take the bus. I was like, fuck it, I'll just take a cab. So I took the cab, 25 bucks. If you need to go somewhere and you want to pay for your, and you need to take a cab, and the cab is going to be $25, obviously, even if 25 bucks is not a lot of money to you, which is not a lot of money to me, like I'll spend 25 bucks on a fucking t-shirt, like it's not a lot of money to me, but for a cab, it is a lot of money just because if I take a $25 cab somewhere to go somewhere else, my ride better show the fuck up, okay? And there should be no problem. And so I'm not expecting any problems because, like I said, I've never had an issue with this particular rideshare driver. I take the cab drops me off at the location. It's nippy that day, okay, like real nippy, and I was not dressed for the weather because I was just gonna be hopping out of my cab and hopping into another car, so I didn't really need to dress for the weather, and it hadn't really turned yet. Like the weather right now, I'm wearing my winter jacket outside, but like before I was not. I'm standing there from probably about like 9:45 till about like 10:02. The ride's supposed to show up at 10. So 10:02, I look at my phone, he hasn't contacted me. I'm not thinking anything of it either because I know, like, I literally take this ride all the fucking time, you guys. So I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm like, this is fine, like no big deal. 10:05 rolls around, I'm like, let me just call him and see like where he is, okay? So I call him not answer my phone. So I'm like, okay, we got a problem here because I don't do this. Like, you ain't about to not answer your phone when I'm calling you. You're supposed to be here. Like, I don't start panicking just yet. I wait a second because, like, he's driving, right? So he's not going to answer my phone if he's driving, or my phone call if he's driving. 2 minutes after I call him and he doesn't answer, he hits me back on the text like, let me read it. He said, give me a sec. I'm not driving today. This is at 10:06. When were you gonna call and tell me this? When were you gonna text me and tell me that you're not driving today? What do you mean you're not driving today? And then he said, he's like, I'll send you the driver's number. So that means that he has somebody else driving. My bad. Had a death in the family, not operating good right now. Life happens. Death happens. I get that. I'm not gonna condemn him for that. I was like, but he sent that text after, so I was like, oh, he just wanted to know how long, and oh no, my condolences. That's what I said because he told me somebody died in his family, so like, what am I going to be like, I don't care, I need to go to Toronto? Like, no, that's not what I'm going to say. So I told him my condolences, and I genuinely meant it. I text him back immediately at 10:07. I go into the motherfucking LCBO, I buy a bottle of wine because I had plans for Tuesday afternoon. I had things to do in Toronto on Tuesday, and so I had purchased a bottle of wine for my aunt and my cousin. I was planning on having a good old Tuesday afternoon with my family, but then he texts me back at 10:16, so 10 minutes later after I just spoke to him in the text, and he's like, damn, the driver canceled on me last minute. I'm so sorry. And Rupert is the only one left. Rupert is the guy that I did the story time about, the rideshare driver threatened me story. That is that guy. I don't take his ride ever.com ever since that happened, right? I don't fuck with that nigga, he don't fuck with me, so like I don't ever get in his car. And so that's what he was telling me. That's the only guy left. Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to go with him. So now I'm like crying in the parking lot because I'm just like, fuck, like I'm supposed to get my retainer, or I'm supposed to get my mold done for my braces or my retainer, and I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it to Toronto. I'm really not gonna make it. So I'm freaking out. Now I'm in the parking lot crying my eyes out. I'm pissed. I was like, wow, I'm supposed to get my braces off tomorrow. I wasn't getting my braces off, but who cares? I just wanted him to know this is an important trip and that I have somewhere to be. He's like, I can get you the evening ride, but all the drivers are either sick or not operating. And I'm just like, what? What do you mean? And how could this person cancel on you last minute? Like, I felt like he was a saboteur. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, why is this happening? I was like, is Rupert the evening ride? And he was just like, no, it's not Rupert. It's another guy that I would hook you up with. I can get you the evening ride 100%. I'm so sorry. I sent your number to the driver since last night. So basically he was telling me that he sent my number to the driver, but the pussy ass driver didn't text me and tell me that he ain't driving tomorrow. So I could have made other plans or other arrangements. Like, I could have booked a Greyhound ticket for the daytime and went that way, okay? And so I'm pissed now, and I was like, what time is it leaving? And then I actually was like, I'll just take the Greyhound. And then he's like, 5:30. And then I was like, I was just contemplating between Greyhound or the evening ride, because if I took the Greyhound, it would take me 7 hours. If I took the rideshare, it would have taken 4 hours. However, the Greyhound would have arrived before the rideshare, even though that ride was longer. Do you feel me? So I would have got there at 7 on the Greyhound. However, if I took the rideshare ride, I would have got there after 10 o'clock. So that's why I was kind of contemplating, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll just take the evening ride. I was really like risking this because there was still a 12 a.m. ride that I could have taken with Greyhound if the evening ride flopped on me. So I just took the risk, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just take it. This is the last ride share I'm ever gonna take. And I was like, how solid is the 5:30 ride? He's like, 100%, 100%. And I was like, okay, book me the front seat. He's like, okay, I booked your ride. He gave me the guy's number. I was like, okay, cool, thanks. He told me the price. I said, okay. First of all, you're fucking rude. You're funny telling me the price when I'm standing outside waiting for you or your other person, and y'all ain't show up. So technically, at least half my ride should be covered. It's only 40 bucks. But half of my ride should either be compensated, or like I should be compensated for this, because this really inconvenienced me. Like, this was a big fucking inconvenience. Nobody contacted me. You guys are running a legit business. So in my personal opinion, I just felt like I should have been compensated. Instead, he's telling me that the front seat is $40, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. He's like, I'm so sorry for today. I was like, no worries, even though I was pissed. He's like, it'll never happen again. And I was like, I hope not, LOL. I paid $25 for a cab only to take the bus back home. And so he didn't reply after that, of course. The evening ride shows up. It's fine. I get there, and everything works out perfectly fine. I go, I get my mold done, and I'm happy. After I got my mold done, I was trying to book with the ride share again to go home, and he told me that the guy that brought me isn't going to be driving until Friday, but I wanted to go home on Thursday, and so he gave me somebody else's number. I messaged him, and he told me he's full. I don't think he's full. I didn't think he was full. I think it's somebody else that I taken that I don't like, and so he probably just has my number saved. It was a time me and Shooter were both together, and we were in the ride, and the guy, I don't remember what the fuck happened, but the guy had some sort of attitude with us, and it was after he went to go speak to Rupert's bitch ass outside of the car, and so he had a little bit of an attitude with us, and so I paged him about it, or he said something, some slick shit to me and Shooter. Oh no, I had asked him, and I didn't have attitude about it either. It was just, he had the music up on the radio loud, and I wanted to listen to my personal music, so I just asked him to turn the volume down a little bit so that I could hear my music clearly. And he turned it down and was like, is there a problem, blah 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 blah, ever since I picked you guys up, blah blah blah. And I'm like, Shooter's like, well, not even me. Shooter's like, what are you talking about? Like, she wants to listen to her music. She has her earphones, but she can't hear it because you have the music up so loud. Like, she wasn't having an attitude with you or anything. So Shooter's defending me, and he pulls the car over and he's trying to kick a motherfucker out. Who can't be me, okay? And me and Shooter, like, because we always take the other guy, this was one of his drivers, and he's the one that referred us to him. And so Shooter calls the guy, and he's like, yo, page your man, like, whose man's is this, okay? So Shooter pages the guy, or he calls the guy that referred us to him, and he tells him whatever happened, and the guy's like, he pulled over on the highway trying to kick us out, and we're like, we're not getting the fuck out this car. And so I'm like to him, I'm like, I'm pretty sure rideshare is illegal, so I'm not getting out of anybody's car. Like, no, I'm pretty sure this is not a legal thing. And he got pissed. He was livid. And so that was like, this is a long time ago. So this was, but it was after the whole Rupert incident, okay? So yeah, so we had that little altercation. We didn't end up getting kicked out of his car. We ended up going to Toronto in his car. It was fine. I think that was the guy that he gave me the number to bring me home from Toronto when I got the mole done. And when he told me he was full, I was like, you know what, fuck it. Now I'm really just never gonna take rideshare again because I don't have time for this back and forth shit. Like, no, I really don't. So that's the first time I ended up taking the Greyhound. I took the Greyhound back home, and then from then I was just like, I'll just take the Greyhound every time because there's no hassle. Like, I took the Greyhound again to go back to Toronto to get my braces off. I took it the day of my appointment. It was 12:45 a.m. and I hopped in and I got to Toronto at about 6 something, like 6:30. I get to Toronto, and then I go to my mom's house, blah, 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 sleep, go to my appointment. Now, this next story is not rideshare, it's not Greyhound, it's a motherfucking taxi that tried to take advantage of my ass because I was drunk. Now, I'm gonna show y'all how drunk we were, because we was chugging back a Hennessy bottle between two bitches, okay? Me and Paris were sharing that Hennessy bottle, and that was it. Like, it was just us on the bottle. Nobody else was drinking the bottle. Every time a bitch drink Hennessy, something go wrong, okay? When I told the story about flooding the house, that was Hennessy Black, and Hennessy Black is deadly, okay? Anytime, I have a lot of drunk stories that I have not told involving Hennessy, but Hennessy gets me fucked up every single time. Now, before we left for the Halloween party, we had attempted to make the Devil's Claw. The Devil's Claw is a drink that we had when we were in Jamaica. I will insert a clip from Jamaica of us drinking Devil's Claw. We don't really know exactly what's in it, but we googled what we could and we put together what we could, okay? Ain't no bitch, why am I falling over?
I'm falling. I'm drunk as shit, bitch. The fuck?
We too drunk.
Yo, you niggas ain't ready.
They keep behind us. Oh, they're behind us. Oh shit, we gotta keep going, bitch. Sorry, y'all. They behind us. We drunk. Why the stairs so far apart? I can't handle this. I'm too drunk.
Where's a jerk house?
It's only 2 o'clock.
I don't understand how it's 2 o'clock. I feel
Me
like
either. It feels so late.
It's like 7:45.
I'm done. It's so drunk. I mean. Now, when we had it in Jamaica, it turned like a purplish color, so I know we were missing an ingredient because we made it blue. Ours was like a blue color. So we had 2 Devil's Claw shots. They were fairly large at Paris's condo, and then once we left her place, we had a bottle of Hennessy at the club. We're chugging back drinks all night. I was super fucked up, and I know I was super fucked up because I don't remember a lot, okay? I do not. When I watched the Snapchat story back, I was like, I don't remember none of this shit. So I'm gonna insert the Snapchats so y'all can see how drunk a bitch was and what led up to the whole taxi cab event. But yeah, take a peek. okay, after all that happened, we had gone into, what was that, Burger King? I don't even remember what restaurant it was, but I think it was Burger King, and I don't eat Burger King for life of me, but I was drunk and starving, so I ordered like some chicken fries, and I was eating the chicken fries. Okay, cool. Paris's boyfriend was supposed to pick us up from the place, but he was taking a little long, but I had left my Canada Goose, my Chuck Taylors, and my Roots track pants in the car because he was going to drive me home. I left the stuff in the car, and instead of leaving them at her house, because that way I wouldn't have to go all the way to Scarborough to get the shit, okay? He was taking kind of long, and I was tired, and I wanted to go home, so I was like, you know what, fuck it. I was like, will he drop it off tomorrow for me instead? She's like, yeah, just message him. So I was like, okay, cool. I walk outside. Because we're downtown Toronto, there's bare cars and bare taxis, and it was a red light, and I seen a taxi with his little light on that said "Bank Taxi," so I hopped in the cab. I'm golden, okay? And at this point, I don't feel queasy. I don't feel sick. Usually when I drink Henny, I feel a little something. But I didn't feel sick until a bitch got onto the highway. We get onto the highway. He's driving like a speed racer in this bitch. He's going so fast. So my stomach is like, ooh, bitch, we got to go. Now, being the good motherfucking citizen and Samaritan that I am. Okay, I don't know about good Samaritan, but I try. Being that I'm drunk. And you know what? There's been quite a few times that I've thrown up along the damn freeway. And this was no different. I've thrown up out of a limo. I have thrown up out of a van. And now I'm throwing up out of a taxi cab. So I'm in the cab and I'm sitting in the middle watching the meter go up as he's driving me to my mother's house. When I start to feel sick on the highway, I scoot over to the right side of the car and I push the window button, because though I am drunk, I know that if I throw up in this cab, it's going to be a lot of money for me to pay for him to get his cab cleaned out. It says it right there on the back of the thing, honey. And I wasn't about that life. I have the decency to open the window and attempt to throw up outside of the car, okay, as we are driving. It might splash along the outside of the car, but that's not as big of a deal as if I were to throw up inside the car and then it's stanking and all kinds. So I'm drunk, but I'm not, well, you know what, I was inebriated, bitch. But I knew better. So I scooted over, I put the window down, throw up, okay? I'm throwing up out this fucking thing along the freeway. Probably hit the car behind me. What's that thing called? Windshield. It probably hit the windshield. It probably got into a car accident because it was a lot of vomit. But once I vomited out the car, I felt great, okay? But you know what? A part of me thinks that I was outside of the damn car like a dog. Like, you know when a dog is like out of a car? That's how my head was out of the damn window, you guys. I looked insane, but I had to throw up, so it was what it was, okay? So I threw up. We pull up to my I remember him looking back at me after I sat back down, and then like he proceeded to drive. We pull up to my mom's house. It's $40 on the meter. Not a big deal. I knew that it was gonna be about 40 bucks for the cab, so I'm like, okay, cool. I said it's debit. I hand him my debit card, okay? And he puts it in the machine. He types in what he needs to type in, and he passes it to me. This is where he had me all the way fucked up. He passed me the debit machine. I look at it. I'm about to put in his little tip and all that. When I say I look at the screen and it says $100 fucking dollars. The cab ride was $40. I look, I said $100. He turns around at me. He turns around, looks at me. He's like, yeah, you threw up. You threw up. I lost it in that cab. I said I'm drunk. I'm not stupid. You're not going to take advantage of me because I'm a little drunk girl right now. Like, you're really not going to do it. I did not throw up inside your cab. I threw up on the outside of the cab, okay? That can be washed at home for free with soap and water. I could go upstairs and get you some soap and water if you would like me to, for free of charge. I will wash it myself free of charge if I was not so drunk, okay? But yeah, so I'm going off in this cab, y'all. I'm like telling him, like, you got me all the way fucked up. I'm not paying $100 for this cab. Me and you are not going to argue right now about this either. You know as well as I know that you're overcharging me for a little bit of throw up on the outside of your car. I said there's no vomit back here. You can shine a little light and see that there's no vomit back here. But I'm not going to pay you $60 cause what the fuck, car wash is $60. Let me know. If you drive to the Esso right up there, or the Shell, or the Sunoco, if you or the fucking, what's that blue one called? I don't even know. If you drive to any one of them little motherfucking gas stations right now and you say you need a car wash, it's gonna be between $10 and $15. So guess who's not paying you $60 to wash the outside of your car, sir? As drunk as I am, and as much as you would like me to have not have noticed that you just charged me $100 for this fucking cab, I was pissed, you guys. So I handed back the machine. I take my card out. I handed back the machine and I said, I'm not paying that. He's like, well, you threw up. What should I be charging you? I said, a car wash costs between $10 and $15, okay? 10 and 15 at the gas station. Free at home. So you take your pick, but my cab ride was only $40 and you're asking me how much you should charge me. You could add an extra 15, charge me 55, and we good. So he takes the machine, I give him my card again, he puts in $55 like I fucking said, because he knew he was trying to take advantage of me. Oh my gosh. And he put in $55, he handed me back. I put in my password, everything. I didn't tip his little bitch ass because of what he just tried, the stunt he just tried to pull. I paid for the cab. I took my debit card, let him keep the motherfucking receipt because a bitch don't need it. And I took my little stuff. I got out the cab and I went upstairs into my mother's apartment. Cause what the fuck? Like, I was so pissed, you guys. You guys don't understand. Like, if ever you are intoxicated and you are taking a cab, make sure you pay attention. If you throw up or anything happens, even if you don't throw up, pay attention to what the meter says and pay attention to what they're trying to charge you. Because that man was out of his fucking mind trying to charge me $60. $60 to wash the outside of his cab door. Like, it's not even on the whole cab. It's just on the back side of the cab that the vomit was. And first of all, I only threw up liquid. So there was not really anything out there to begin with. Like, but he was really trying. Like, I was so mad. Anyway, you guys, that is the story. Well, I gave y'all two stories about how when the rat shit had me fucked up and when the cab driver tries to take advantage of my little drunk ass. Like, no, you're not gonna do that ever in life. So make sure you guys pay attention when you are going out, especially if you go out tonight, because it is Halloween. And yeah, I do love you all, and I will definitely see you in the next one.